We are following a developing story in a corruption investigation in Indianapolis government. Just a short time ago, the U.S. Attorney announced the indictments of 5 individuals, including 2 high-ranking city officials on charges that allege bribery and wire fraud. RTV6 reporter Jack Reinhardt has followed this story all day and joins us live from outside our Monument Circle studio with the very latest. Jack.
Well, Todd, the FBI and the state police used a combination of wiretaps, undercover agents, and search warrants to unravel this illegal housing scheme. And the U.S. Attorney accused the 2 city employees with taking a program designed to help Indianapolis's most distressed neighborhoods and turning it on its head. Even before the city officially opened for business, the FBI and the Indiana State Police converged on shocked government officials from the Department of Metropolitan Development. Federal investigators had not taken the city into their 2-month investigation.
We're fully cooperating with the FBI at this point in terms of any search of our premises and the warrant that they've issued for the search of an office here.
Agents carted off boxes of documents related to the Indianapolis Land Bank, a program that puts distressed properties in troubled neighborhoods back into the hands of responsible homeowners. The indictment alleges that 2 city officials, Reggie Walton and John Hawkins, accepted bribes and kickbacks to facilitate property sales to a nonprofit that bought houses for pennies on the dollar. Walton, who hid his interest in the nonprofit, then sold them to for-profit groups at market or greater value.
They used the nonprofit organizations and the real estate firm run by their co-defendants to unload city-owned property at greatly discounted prices.
Federal investigators allege that Walton handpicked the most desirable properties available and then conspired with his 4 co-defendants in a scheme that netted the real estate cartel profits in excess of $100,000. RTV6 interviewed Walton 2 years ago about his expectations for the program.
Rebuild Indy is a great initiative for the city, and it'll be even greater once the abandoned housing piece kicks in. The communities will see a very significant impact.
The city has suspended Walton and Hawkins without pay indefinitely. All 5 defendants appeared this afternoon before a federal magistrate and were released under court supervision. If convicted, they all face decades in prison. And tonight, the U.S. Attorney insists the investigation remains ongoing. Live downtown, Jack Reinhardt, RTV6.
And the indictments are prompting reaction from neighborhood groups who've been working for years to address the issue of abandoned housing. Our team coverage continues with Call 6 investigator Kara Kenny, who has been covering that issue for years and joins us from the newsroom with what those groups are saying. Kara.
Well, Jenna, neighborhood groups tell me they've hit a brick wall when it comes to addressing the problem of abandoned housing. They've also complained about a lack of transparency when it comes to the process of getting homes on or off the demolition list. Joyce Moore is the co-founder of Urban Patch, a group dedicated to making inner city living better. Moore says she's tried for years to purchase an abandoned house next door in the hopes of turning it into a community garden. She bid on it twice, but says she ran into roadblock after roadblock, and the house still stands. What was your reaction when you heard about the indictment?
I wasn't surprised. If you go through and do everything you're supposed to do and follow all the rules and nothing works, then there has to be some issues.
Now, Connie Ziegler, who's president of a local preservation company, told us she's not surprised by the indictments. Quote, I sent more than one person who was seriously interested and capable of purchasing a single property off the list to Reggie Walton. And typically what I heard time and time again from those people was that they could not get a return phone call or email back from him, even after leaving several messages. Or if they got a response, it was that it was too late to save the property. Now, the Call 6 investigators raised questions about the abandoned housing program back in 2011 and whether the city was really tackling the worst properties. We questioned Reggie Walton, who was among those arrested today. We also questioned why the city's Indy Land Bank website had out-of-date information and failed to list the most current properties. Now, neighborhood groups tell me they are concerned the indictment of Walton and other city officials will make it difficult to move forward with projects that are already in the works. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
Great work, Kara. And Mayor Greg Ballard issued this statement about the indictments. Quote, I take these allegations very seriously and I will not tolerate abuse of the public trust. That's why I initiated the toughest ethics and first whistleblower laws in the history of the city. He also said the alleged acts of these 2 individuals do not reflect the dedication of the thousands of employees who work hard to improve our city every day.